What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be doing the weekly recap of the stocked up trading floor. This week was definitely an interesting one as Nvidia reported earnings, and they reported pretty good earnings, but clearly earnings that weren't good enough for the market. Nvidia started to sell off pretty hard as the week went on, and it certainly dragged the market with it. So we're going to get into today's recap. Definitely check out today's main channel video. The market is definitely heating up in a pretty exciting way. But getting started with today's recap, starting off with the high risk breakouts channel. As we can see on the 25th, decent action with Pfizer and Etsy put options. Etsy moved up by 120%. Pfizer moved up by 170%. There were a handful of tickers that moved up in a decent way, anywhere from like 33% to 68%, which is nice. There were a couple trades like Mara and GLW that had okay moves, but realistically nothing too crazy. There were a handful of duds as well. So on the 25th, it was an okay day, nothing too crazy. As the week went on, we saw some trades move up in a much more like explosive parabolic way. But to summarize everything, I wouldn't say this week was like anything like completely jaw-dropping, mainly due to this Nvidia earnings. Looking on the 26th, we can see Boeing and Oklo had really good moves at 113% and 146%. UU also had a good move at 93%. And there were a handful of other decent moving tickers as well. But of course, and as always, there were a handful of duds. Continuing on, looking on the 27th, we can see we had some okay action, but really not like true explosive volatility. Again, because we had this Nvidia earnings release, which certainly had a lot of people kind of like waiting on the sidelines. As the week went on, let's say on the 28th, we saw a really good move out of snow as these call options moved up by 458%. This was definitely the play of the week, and honestly, it just crushed it. Not only in terms of how big it moved, these call options moved up by 458%, but it also offered multiple opportunities in the sense where there was a pullback in the middle of the day, which offered like kind of like a great slowdown for those who weren't able to catch the first leg, and we'll showcase this in the pullbacks channel shortly as well. But RGTI also had a good move, 200%, MDB 173%, APP 129%, TTD 121%, Oklo 100%, Pfizer 94%, and KSS, UPST, really good moves. Even BE and TIGR, pretty decent moves. So the 28th was just a fantastic day. There was really only like 1 to 2 trades that were like really duds. BE and TIGR didn't move that much, but besides that, very good day, and it was great to see. And this kind of, was able to happen as once Nvidia reported earnings, it kind of eliminated some of the hesitation that we were seeing just in the market as a whole, given how impactful this event was and will continue to be. But continuing on to the 29th, we can see that decent move, nothing like insane, but a decent move. Oracle, Uber, DULO, decent action, handful of duds, but nothing too crazy. Shifting over into the pullbacks channel, these trades normally aren't as explosive as breakouts because the best breakouts, the best trends don't pull back. But what's nice with pullbacks is that they tend to be much smoother, slower, generally easier to trade trends. We could see the day of the week was certainly the 28th as the snow call options moved up by 648%, which was insane. And APP also had a good move of 242% as well. And even the other ones, not bad at all. So that was nice to see. On the 29th on Friday, there wasn't anything like too crazy, but overall I would say it was an okay week. Nothing insane, but nothing like too slow either. The Nvidia earnings after close on Wednesday definitely led to like a good amount of hesitation for most of the week. Shifting over into the Theta Trades recap, all of them expired for max profit, so no complaints there. If you don't know how to short put options, I would strongly consider at least looking into it for multiple reasons. Not only does shorting put options not only is it in a very advantageous position to be in, where you get paid to buy shares of companies you're otherwise happy to own at prices you're happy to own them at, but you also have that embedded edge where the options you are selling are theoretically a little bit more expensive than they should be. And again, you just put yourself in a position where you're acquiring, good assets, and over time, not only will those assets increase, but you're also getting paid to do that, which provides you, trading cash flows as well, which is nice. On top of that, there's a lot of ways to manage these types of trades in the event the put options do get assigned. And I would say, even more importantly, above all else, is exploring the other side of the options chain, you can say, like selling put options and selling call options, kind of leads you down a rabbit hole where you learn more about how option spreads works, how does options pricing work, how can you combine different options together to not only place more capital efficient trades, but also to save and optimize the current trades you're already doing. So long story short, definitely look into shorting put options, and if you need any help, feel free to reach out to Tom, Hunter, Mason, or myself in SM chat, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. But besides that, thank you for watching and have a great rest of your weekend.